Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
But inside is so delightful.
It's Christmas in July.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Want more?
Look for
Season
season 4.
4.
Bum.
Bum.
Woo! That's right, folks. All right. Now we're just going to have to sit here then. All right. That's right, folks. It is Christmas in July, season 4. We are a bit late, Dragon. We are. I think we're pros at making our own messes and then getting ourselves out of it, which is very much what we have. Thank God it stopped.
We're in a mad holiday rush, which of course
we're in a rush. We have, we're in like the cliche of like where we waited until the last week and now we have to buy all the presents. So let's kick things off, folks. Of course, we've already done our first Christmas in July. What was that, Dragon?
Our first Christmas in July was Invader Zim.
I wasn't asking you because I didn't know. I was just asking you so you could set it up. You don't have to take that condescending attitude with me.
No. I didn't mean it that way. I was just saying I wasn't super thrilled by Invader Zim. Invader Zim.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. To me, it sounded like, don't remember.
No. I know you know.
Okay.
I am aware you did.
All right. Just want to make that clear. Yeah, so we did Invader Zim, and then we waited a couple weeks, and now we're back. We're doing Garfield in Heatwave Holiday. Now, I want to give credit where credit's due here. Our good friend Monkey suggested this, and Dragon, might I just say, this might be the most perfect Christmas in July episode we've ever reviewed.
It's definitely up there. I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah. So, Dragon, you want to set up any of the Garfield and Friends stuff? Any backstory you want to get into?
There's not a lot, but I'll just say this about it. In terms of, I remember I had the DVD for the DVD collection of not the entire series because it went on for a long while. That's the interesting thing about its history is that this show was popular, but CBS, which I believe is the network it came on, CBS got essentially got a little greedy with network. They were cutting the budget a little bit and just kind of out of the blue one day because again the show was very popular, but they were just kind of unnecessarily kind of screwing with it, and that kind of led to its ending. But it could have gone on beyond when it did, and that's why. Perhaps that's why years later people try to bring Garfield back as a series, but it wasn't as effectual as Garfield and Friends the show. And in terms of what my history is with like the season I did have and I did watch way back again, it's a show from the 80s. I'll say this: I love the Garfield segments, and I had some Garfield shorts, they have specials just about Garfield. That it's all Garfield centric stuff, and that's always where my wheelhouse has been. But they've had the and Friends section of Garfield has always been like Garfield, his buddies from the intro, on the farm, and like
the farm animals,
Orson and the gang essentially, and we keep having this. They have like a divide, like you have 11-minute shorts type thing, like 11 minutes.
It's kind of like how the original Dexter's Lab was formatted.
Yeah, but honestly, it's a little bit more Animaniacs because it has you can fit more in than 2.
I can see that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure. If you count the Major Glory, the action pals, yeah. And
the monkey one, Dial M for Monkey, I think it was.
yeah. So by that logic, yes, you're right. By that logic, yes, it's. Very much. I only care about the Garfield segments. Honestly, if I'm really looking back, it's these are cute, but the Garfield stuff's real. That's the sweet spot of this.
I'm very much in agreement with you there. Okay, so let's jump right into it. The
one thing to specify is that we're not talking about the whole episode that this is attached to. We're focusing on the 7-minute segment itself,
which is kind of like how we did it with Johnny Bravo as well.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so this episode, it just goes at a very economic pace. It has it's 7 minutes. It knows how to use that 7 minutes. So we cut to July. It's hot. It's very hot. It's very hot. In hot weather, you do as little activity as possible.
Of course, we have the wonderful Lorenzo Music as
Oh
Garfield,
yeah.
a very, very iconic role as Garfield. Honestly, when you think Garfield, I think Lorenzo Music. It's just
I still
the
love
guy.
the irony of the fact that he voiced Bill Murray in the Ghostbusters show.
Uh-huh. That irony is just, it's so pure.
It's delicious.
It is. It really is. Like, you can write that. And just the fact that Bill Murray's lucked into the Garfield movie. Well, no, I shouldn't say luck, but he kind of fell into the Garfield movie. Anyway, so also we have a nice title card. Just kind of point out, kind of decorating a palm tree, kind of nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. So yes, it's hot and it's July. Garfield's miserable in the heat wave that is sweeping the neighborhood. He's got a fan. He's got a little glass of water. It's hot, he says.
Everyone with half a brain knows that you do as little activity as possible.
Enter Odie. He then, just going around like your typical dog, just like he's all super pumped up in the heat, and he's Garfield amends his previous statement about being half everyone half brain. Just amends his previous statement. Kind of funny little timing on that. Everyone knows that.
So then we see him with an inflatable pool.
Little kitty
that doesn't
pool.
last long.
Kitty pool for a kitty.
I get it.
Yes. So Garfield's
Jim Davis.
I tell you, well, just to break that down for a moment, since you bring up Jim Davis. So, well, first of all, our tropes, kind of track our tropes a little bit here. Of course, it's very much Christmas in July to a T, which we don't have a lot of those in the show, believe it or not.
This is a definitive, this is the Christmas in July episode for me. This knocks out Ed, and Eddie, I think.
I don't know that though. I think those two are those are the comparable ones. Those are the two kind of Christmas in July episodes. Mm-hmm. So they are literally saying, "Hey, it's Christmas in July."
It's July.
Yeah. And so of course we have a heat wave, no snow around the holidays. Well, at least for the moment. Mm-hmm. And again, being literally set in July. And again, just something I want to hit real quick is I love the Jim Davis style humor. It's kind of like what we love to praise about the Peanuts, and when it's done right, where they really bring kind of the comic strips alive in some form, or they're adapted or they're really brought from page to screen. And here, I think you can see in these kind of these different scenes, you see literally panels of a Garfield comic come to life. I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely has that kind of, like I said, the pace of this thing is both economic and leisurely at the same time. You know what I mean? I like how small scale this short is. I like how it doesn't try to work in anything else than it's supposed to. It's just kind of a nice premise. You know what I mean? It's a nice premise that it executes on very well.
It just feels like literally you're flipping through a book of Garfield, each page is a scene.
Yeah, I hear you.
I can imagine them the storyboard. Okay, here's the episode. It's a couple pages. That's about it. All right, so so Garfield's filling the kiddie pool, and he's jumping, and he jumps into the pool, but the water has evaporated.
Womp, womp, womp.
So then Garfield gets an idea to think cool.
He gets an idea, an awful idea. The Garfield got a wonderful, awful idea. Can we just list that as a trope?
Oh, come on, no. Yeah, but it has to be an evil idea. It's a fun idea.
I mean, it's a trope at least within how we podcast it. It's kind of like an insert Grinch joke here.
yeah, but not for this one. All right. So ordinarily we can count that going forward, but not again. This is a nice idea. This is a fun idea.
Fair enough.
The idea is to think cool, which is hard to do when things look so hot. Honestly, the biggest thing in this special is I love the simplicity of which again 7 minutes. It really economized. Honestly, it's less than 7 minutes because we have a little code at the end that's about 40 seconds.
That's true.
But it's again, it really manages its time.
It's about the length of an average Mickey Mouse short back in the day.
Yeah.
So
let's see. So how can you think cool when things look so hot out? So he goes inside, and the fridge gives Garfield an idea.
A wonderful idea.
There you go. Which leads Garfield. See, now you're getting the optimistic spirit. Tiki.
All right. And the Tiki's heart grew 5 sizes that day. I'm not going to say 10 because that'd be pushing it.
Well, yeah, with only 3, because 10 would be like, that's just kind of sad right there. Oh my god, the fridge is hard to go through. 10 size.
Oh god.
God, seriously, we gotta tell him that that's not right. I know he's happy, but I mean, he doesn't realize he's delusional right now. You know? Anyway, so the fridge gives Garfield an idea, which leads to Garfield pushing the fridge outside
and setting the fridge to blizzard because, as you do. I mean, that totally works, right? I mean, who hasn't tried that as a little kid?
I just love that it's like using the automatic ice maker too, which was a marvelous invention in its time of like, hey, you can have ice shoot out at you instead of actually like bending the ice trays to get all the ice out.
Oh, dude, I still love automatic ice makers and fridges. Are you kidding me? I'll never the gimmick of that will never wear off on me. I love it.
Honestly, some people are luckier than others. Like you have the automation of the ice maker. I got the old fashioned way with the ice trees.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Once you go to the ice maker, you can never go back to the ice trays.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Anyways.
Okay. So, I got a really off point. No, I don't want to mention. I don't want to derail us anyway.
All right. So I love the animation on John here when he's just super hot.
Yeah, of course, using like kind of I love an animation. We have these classic hallmarks of when it's really hot out, where you have like the one white fan there when you
right.
It's not just like a fan, like one of those Japanese fans where you can unfold it or anything. It's like what they do. You do have those available. It's like no, he's got like that one like paddle fan that everyone has in a cartoon.
I need a cold drink.
Yeah. And of course, we love our pleasantries and our beverages here, and just waiting for him on the inside is Howard Hammond with some iced tea.
Oh, God. With some iced tea. Yes.
John walks in. He asks,
oh, man.
Oh, yes, the cat took it outside, but I have some for you.
Oh, Hamlin's stepping up his tea game.
That was the joke I was trying to avoid, but it was too, ice.
Oh, no, by all means.
Anyway, no, but in all seriousness, what actually happens? So, again, John's like, he wants to...
I love how there's like a little tinge of like horror music as he realizes the fridge is gone. It's like a little like, do, do, do.
Oh, yeah. So he goes outside, and what does he find, Tiki?
He finds Christmas in July.
Yep, he finds a winter wonderland quite literally in his backyard. And Garfield's humming jingle bells. We get a snow Garfield being built. Not a snowman, but a snow Garfield.
You hear that, Olaf?
Yeah, so we have a snow Garfield. He's in his little cute little coat, and then Odie's got like a little scarf on. It's all, oh my god! It's like someone took a picture.
That's what I love about this special, Dragon. That you hit it right on the head. It's just the imagery is just, as you said, it's straight out of a comic. It's just so simple and
it's
nice.
Like it's like one of those "Ain't That Precious."
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Oh, ain't that precious? Ain't that cute? So John then has a double take as he double checks the calendar, making sure it's July. Which
right.
Which Eddie from Ed and A would say it's July.
It's July.
Calls him on the phone and tells him, "John, listen to me. It's July." Anyway,
because Eddie and John Arbuckle are just the tightest of pals.
Yeah. I don't know why, just because we have like a minute here and there to kill. I just want to say, part of me just
it's fine. It's fine.
Part of me just kind of picturing like Back to the Future, just with the shouting.
I mean, we are still on a time crunch, so don't.
No, sure. I'm just saying, like for a minute here, it's going to go by really quick.
Oh yeah.
Shouting of Eddie kind of takes me back randomly to back that scene from Back to the Future. And Marty's like holding the phone up to his head, and he has like the earpiece that said, "Doc, are you telling me it's 8:15? I'm gonna be late." It's like it's July, John. Anyway,
all right.
On a completely unrelated tangent. Back to our main story. Sorry about that. Back to our main story. So, John realizes that Garfield is thinking cool. Oh yes, Garfield, you're thinking cool. And it's like as he's about to like rail into him for bringing the fridge out there, he says some of this isn't a bad idea. And then Garfield has this wonderful line: "You catch on fast." Just wonderful.
Yeah, I like how this episode. It's like no one's. What I love about this episode is it kind of lacks the cynical nature of some of the Garfield stuff, where Garfield's just being like super like for a lack of a better word, not hostile, but just kind of like a, just kind of a snippy jerk about John and Odie.
Yeah, man, I love this type of Garfield. It kind of brings back. Honestly, it's been a long time since I watched that DVD set I had of Garfield, or like any of the specials. And I tell you, this instantly reminded me why I love Garfield. Like, oh my gosh, he's just kind of like he's a regular guy. I can relate to Garfield, man. Where you wake up in the morning, oh, it's Monday. I hate Mondays.
Yeah, sure.
Like that's my Garfield.
But I do like how the cynicism is kind of like, in a good way. I feel like this episode is just kind of like a good sort of like everyone getting along. And as I say that, I realize it could be taken as like, oh, Tiki, it's just like, I don't know, it's just a nice message,
it's like one of those episodes of Tom and Jerry that, it's like when Tom and Jerry kind of get along temporarily.
Without the Tom and Jerry movie, not to the level of the Tom and Jerry.
You know
movie.
What I mean? It's like one of those situations, but in this case, I think it feels a little bit more natural. Because that was like it's like once in a blue moon they'll get along. Here, it's like I can buy it. Like Garfield's a regular guy. Sometimes he's grumpy, always real snippy, but at times like it's winter. Who can hate winter?
Okay, so we get a great delivery by by Lorenzo Music, who's just like, let's deck the halls and fa la 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 la, and the la 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 and whatnot.
Just the preface of the scene is that John is saying, "What else can we do?" They go to the garage and they find the Christmas decorations, implying that Garfield wants to decorate as if for Christmas to keep thinking cool with all the snow and everything. So then we see them. We have a class. Here's a classic trope. I'm glad we see. We don't see nearly enough for my money, but I love this. And it is kind of a Grinch reference in some ways. I love the classic umbrella tree. Why can't this be a real thing?
Yes,
in life,
yes.
Why can't
Oh God.
I was watching this just because I love this special. I was watching my grandmother, and when she boy, we love Christmas. And she loves Christmas in July too. Not the show, but she loves Christmas in July. Anyway, so basically, like we have some. I can't tell you the nightmares we had putting up a tree.
Oh God.
And essentially, it's like we have like this fun little thing she says there. When basically, she sees like Garfield like plop the tree up like like an umbrella. Says, why can't it be that easy? And I couldn't help but agree with her. Yes.
You know what I think we have on our hands, Dragon?
What?
I think we have the first product of Christmas in July 2017.
The umbrella
tree.
Coming to a store near you. Are you tired of lugging up a tree up various steps? Are you tired of maneuvering it like it's a freaking couch? Well, good news. You don't have to do that anymore. You have the umbrella tree. Just unfold it, then haul your decorations up and hang it on the tree. And when you're done, take the decorations off, unfold it. It's like an umbrella. It's like a dream. Okay.
Brought to you by the makers of Tubaphone.
That's spelled T-U-B. Anyway. So, okay. So, and we have the umbrella tree. They're hanging lights. Let's see. We have
Jingle Bells is playing.
Yes, it is. And Odie's helping with the garland. Like little kind of.
It's so pleasant.
It is
so pleasant. Okay, so we have the neighbors, and I like how even the neighbors are not gossiping. You know what I mean? Like in 2017, if this would done, the neighbors would be like, "Oh, those Arbuckles have gone crazy." But no, it's like I like how the wife is just kind of like, kind of playfully ribbing, like, "Oh, that's the problem with you, Edgar. You're always waiting until the last minute." Because, they're just like, hey, look, the Arbuckles have their Christmas decorations up. Why don't we have ours up, Edgar?
It's such a realistic kind of neighbor. It's not like overly nosy. Like he doesn't have binoculars and he's looking through his window. Oh dear, they're Arbuckles decorating. It says, Arbuckle, the one with the cat who eats everything? Yes, dear, yes. The guy's just like so beaten down by his wife in some respects. Just,
oh, God.
But yeah, it's a realistic kind of term. Like the wife's always kind of grousing at him. You get a sense of, we had no idea who these people are before this episode. But it's like Edgar and Muriel. Yes, Muriel, Arbuckle. And basically, she wants to one up John by put our decorations up. But dear, it's July. I'm sorry, I'm echoing exactly what you said. But anyway, so yes, dear.
All right, so then we see I think he's a dump truck driver, right? Like a garbage man.
Yeah, just a garbage man. Basically, the whole neighborhood's decorating, and the garbage man is just guy kind of strolling by from the greater tri-state area or city, wherever they are. He's just kind of taking the trash out. And he's kind of noticing this, and he goes to a phone booth. He should have used the tubaphone.
No, that's something you don't see in 2017.
I wonder if you could echo what Deadpool would say here.
What?
What would? What kind of question would Deadpool raise to a corpse? In a short called "No Good Deed."
Yeah, don't throw Deadpool quotes at me, man. Come on,
The point is,
this
who
is
uses
unfair.
a phone? Who uses a phone booth?
This is unfair. I don't know. Okay,
Well, for a fact, I know
you know. I have a
it's...
shitty memory. Come on.
Anyway, forget
Don't make me feel bad about my shitty memory,
I
Dragon.
I won't make you feel bad. Anyway, so Garsman goes to a phone booth. Who uses a phone booth? Anyway, goes to a phone booth, and he's calling Harry. I'm under the impression it's almost like a Mario thing. I'm convinced both of these guys' name is Harry.
Oh God.
Because he says, "Yeah, Harry. Yeah, it's me, Harry." I'm convinced he says that. He's telling him that if asking me if he put the decorations.
What's your first name? Mario. What's your last name? Mario.
10 years, folks.
What's your first name? Luigi. What's your last name? Mario.
Luigi Mario. Shut up.
Okay. Go.
No, I'm not done to the bit. Anyway,
Yeah.
so if you put the decorations up, well, maybe you should. Maybe we should get started because everyone else putting decorations up. And guys, love how it's spreading like wildfire. We see a lady putting a wreath on the booth just as he finishes.
It's just like it's all just so nice. You know, that's just the best word I can describe it as.
Right. So the town is decorating for Christmas. The whole town at this point. They're with street lights. Decorating street lights. Lampposts and all sorts of things. And, we have Christmas sales starting. John needs to go to the market to restock the fridge, which I wonder if they're saying that maybe the fridge, having the fridge open like that maybe spoiled some stuff. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Regardless, the restocking the fridge is also Garfield eats a lot, so either or, take your pick. Garfield goes along to help clear a few aisles. They take notice on their drive, the trio,
I love this, Dragon. I love this. It's like John is just so amused. He's like, look, guys, check it out. The whole town's decorated.
Yeah, it's just kind of realizing, oh my God, what have we started here? But it's good. And then
it's good, yeah.
Garfield's the one who really kind of sells it here, where he's, guys, it is July, isn't it? And not according to popular opinion, but hey, and there's a line that sells it, Garfield. But hey, they all say it's Christmas. Maybe it's Christmas. I don't want to say whimsical, but it's so feel good. I don't know what it is about it. It has
like you said, Dragon, this episode it's like a holiday card. You know what I mean? It's short, it's sweet, it fills you with good feelings.
Why can't we make 6 or 7 minute holiday cards like this? Why can't we do that?
Well, of course, Matt Stone and Trey Parker made a 6 or 7 minute holiday card of their own to start off South Park.
I mean, an inoffensive one. I mean, one that you can give everyone.
Right.
All right, let's see. So, so they get back, and it's Christmas. It's the Christmas day in July.
I love this, Dragon. It's so charming. It's so charming. It's like John Arbuckle. He's got the president. He's rattling around trying to hear what it is.
They're exchanging gifts.
They're in their pajamas.
Yeah. It's Christmas morn in July. Man. And they're exchanging gifts. Odie's unwrapping what obviously is a bone with he's going nuts unwrapping because he doesn't have opposable thumbs or anything. He's Garfield's we see what they've given each other. Garfield has given John something, John's unwrapped. It's a picture of Garfield, let's say a POV picture of Garfield giving you a hug, which is kind of adorable, I gotta say.
It is.
It's like his arm out, as if he's holding the camera, but looks like he's giving you a hug.
I just think every home should have one.
John is priceless in the scene where he's just going, great, thank you. It's saying I really didn't need this. It's like we said, everyone's been there. So there's a trope, the gift that you really don't need, but you don't want to hurt the person's feelings. Also, sales and Christmas. So that's another tradition. All right, trope. Anyway, so then Garfield got candy, which he then eats.
Just instantly devours.
Yep. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, so John is saying, okay, well, here's what we can do next. Again, John's all in the Christmas spirit. Here's what we can do. So we can go caroling, and then we can go as he's interrupted by a news broadcast. And I love this. The fact that it got so out of control. This little sweet idea of hey, think cool, turned into, hey, we invented the second Christmas. No, that is not a Teen Titans Go reference. Anyway,
I,
so
I wasn't thinking that.
I know you weren't. I'm talking to the audience. So
Okay.
I'm not,
Yeah, I don't pay attention enough to Teen Titans Go to get the references.
you can't avoid it. It comes on 24/7. Anyway, so the news informs people that it is attention, people. On behalf of the city, we have to inform you it is not Christmas. The mayor's office.
In fact, July.
I love the fact that the mayor's office had to investigate this. I love that phrase. And
Then the city council actually voted that it's August, so it's a little up in the air. There's a little bit of ambiguity.
The way I read it, Tiki, the way I'm going to read from my own joy is that the city, just to make sure no one gets confused that July is somehow Christmas, they said, we're going to call July August. Now we're going to have like a second August, but it's going to be. Basically, we're erasing the month of July, so now we're making it August.
Because that won't be confusing at all.
It's not Christmas. Yeah, I think it's hysterical at the end. It was absurd.
And then I love how no one dwells on it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, a little Christmas was nice while it lasted, guys. I always figured one Christmas a year wasn't enough.
Yeah, what a sweet notion. And we all, let's see, okay, well, it's time we all turn in. All turn in. It's the night. It's night. We see Garfield. He hears sleigh bells. Oh my god, this ending was perfect.
This ending's great. It's so great.
Perfect. Yeah. So he goes downstairs into the living room where the tree is still up. They have the lights on the house too, which is why this definitely happened. I love that it's off screen. So this to me is the whimsy of it. I was like the perfect. I love the whimsy. We don't see it. That we know exactly what's happening here. Garfield looks up as if he's talking to someone, and he says, he says off screen. He tells Santa, "Oh no, it's not Christmas. Sorry." And he goes back to bed in his little cat box bed. He goes there and he says, "You think of all people, he'd know better."
That is like a perfect comic panel right there. You know what I mean?
And then we end on ho 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 on the outside. Oh god, such a perfect end. Just to address the little quote at the end, just because like it's 40 seconds. So again, we'll weigh on final thoughts in a second. But then we have the last quote here, which is basically I call it like a little soda quickie.
Oh, well, I didn't even know we were going to talk about that, but sure.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
That's
fun.
Like
it's fun.
It's about beverages and just, it's warm out, so I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, John got his cold beverage in the end. So Garfield, John gives Garfield some change. He tells him back when you can get soda for change. It was in the 80s.
Change, you got change.
It was the 80s. So,
Garfield, hey man, I still have a soda machine in front of my grocery store that sells soda for like 35 cents.
Really?
Yeah, it's the it's like the generic brand soda, like the Shasta Cola, but still.
No.
Yeah. Well,
anyway, so
it's something.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. Anyway, Garfield goes to get the soda. He puts a quarter. Puts a coin in, he gets a soda, and then he figures. And this is what I love about Garfield. I love the genuine curiosity, the human curiosity in Garfield, like a cat having curiosity, haha. But it's fun. He puts I wonder what would happen if I put all the money in at the same time. He puts like a whole bunch of successively puts it like four. He puts a bunch of coins in, and then he gets one giant soda.
Logical logic at its finest.
Yeah. All right, so that's the quickest Christmas in July ever.
And I just want to sincerely thank Monkey, because Monkey, from the bottom of my heart, this is like the most perfect selection for what Dragon and I have been trying to do with Christmas in July for 4 seasons now. I genuinely think this might be my number one favorite that we've ever covered on the show, Dragon. It might be.
It quite possibly. I mean,
just because of how simple it is, how good the message is, how economically they use the time. It's it's as close to perfect as I can think.
If we're lucky, this season could be our Bates Motel season 4.
We'll see.
If we're lucky, because again, I think the only runner-up would be the ending with Alf we had. That was kind of the close we got to the ending, like season 4.
All right. So, Dragon, final thoughts on your end?
Oh my God, this episode, Tiki, we hit upon that. It absolutely is a Hallmark card of a special, like a 7-minute Hallmark card. It's wonderful. It's so optimistic. There's nothing bad in this at all. There's nothing like tired or played out. It's just it's fun. It's it's so nice and genuine. It gives you the Christmas spirit in July, whenever you may be watching this, which for us, July.
Yeah. All right, go over tropes quickly.
Okay, let's see. Tropes, of course, Christmas in July.
Yeah, that whole setup.
Snow in the summer.
Indeed.
Sales around Christmas.
Neighbors kind of competing for decorations, trying to one up each other.
Mm-hmm. Getting the word out that it's Christmas, basically spreading the Christmas cheer.
I would say this episode's also kind of a commentary on wow, the Christmas decorations go up sooner and sooner every year.
Absolutely. Absolutely right. Let's see. We also have
Christmas morning.
Gift exchanges.
Of course, listening to hear, trying to,
trying to figure out what the gift is.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Of course, a magical ending with Santa Claus.
Yes, magical ending with Santa Claus. I'm glad you hit upon that.
Yep.
That's, I don't know, it seems to be all she wrote.
All right, well, folks, I think we've hit upon a scientific breakthrough when it comes to our investigations into Christmas in July, because what we're here to do is we're here to break down the tropes. We're here to find all the concoctions and combinations of Christmas plus summer and just the holiday holly jolly cheerfulness that will get us this joy that this special has brought to us.
Yes, but perhaps we should, peek beneath the wrapping paper for a mere moment here.
God damn it. I got it all set up and everything. All right, peeking beneath the wrapping paper, folks, is next time we are doing the Guardians of the Galaxy animated series Christmas special, which is a fun take on A Christmas Carol, believe it or not.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You were saying something about tropes.
Yeah, thank you, Dragon. Tropes and whatnot. That's what we do here. We talk about tropes. This isn't going to come off as good as I was building it up. But what are you going to do? Tropes.
Tiki, I gotta ask you, this process that you eloquently laid out for us mere moments ago, I'm desperate. I'm on the edge of my seat. Tiki, me and the world and every single person that has to know. We're just clamoring for just a phrase. Tiki, turn a phrase. We need something to describe this scientific process. Will you help us, Tiki? Will you cure the world's curiosity with a simple answer? Will you help us? Will you be our salvation on this matter? Will you please tell us?
I'm just impressed with how you managed to go more and more over the top with that every time. Yes, Dragon, I will help you. It is called Putting the Mistletoe Underneath the Microscope. Next time on Christmas in July. This episode sponsored by Howard Hamlin's Sweet Tea.